All right, in this part of Activity 2.2.3, we're going to learn about moving the location of log files. As we saw before, it was possible on the client machine to access log files if they knew the exact path to them. So one good idea is to move the location of log files from where they currently are, which is inside the C drive, in the root of the web server, in a folder called logs, in another folder called log files. So that's unsafe. A client could get access to the log files if we put them there. So a better place to put them would be just directly on the C drive outside of the web server root folder, and in another folder, let's say logs here. This is a folder that Windows is already using to keep track of a lot of other things that represent logs. So here's how we're going to do this. So a lot of these steps at the beginning are just going to be taking us back to where we were in the previous section. So if we click on default website, we'll see there's a section called logging. So you double click on that. And right here is where it's determined where logs are currently being stored. Where it says percent system drive percent, that's an environmental variable that represents the C drive, which just tells us that files are going to be stored on the C drive in the init pub folder and logs in another folder called log files. So I'm going to change that by clicking browse, and then on the C drive I'm going to select, so I can scroll down, the logs folder and then hit OK. And then make sure that you also click apply. Now, at this point, we are through step 15, and we're going to see that our changes have made an effect. So to do that, I'm going to minimize the server, and on the client, I'm going to visit the web server again. So I'm just going to load it up. So it shows hello world. I'm also going to try to visit the hidden message. So it's in the hidden underscore directory 1 folder in the myfile.txt. So if I hit enter on that, it'll show me this secret information. There was another file too. Let's see if I can remember what it was that I'd like to show. So in initpub, hidden directory 1. Oh, there's my other file.txt. Okay. Oh, I already forgot. Is there hyphens in it? No, no hyphens. So my other file.txt. You can see more secret information. So now I'm going to go back to the server again, because what I'd like to see is if the logs are being updated in the right place. So before, remember, it was initpub, logs, log files, and this is the folder where the web logs were being put. So FTP logs are this folder. This is web requests. If I open it, you will see that there are some log files here, and there was one as recent as 730, but the requests that I just put in were about 731 or 732. So this is all old log data. If I go to the logs folder, you'll see that there is this new W3 SVC1 folder. If I go in there, you'll see there's a log file. Now, it has been made recently. One thing that happens with log files is they don't necessarily get created or updated very quickly. So when I open this up, it may not have the data I'm looking for. We might have to wait a few seconds. So I'm going to open it up and see. And in fact, you can see one of the things that I did. This is me opening up the myotherfile.txt. That definitely showed up here. Oh, sorry. And the other one I did was I opened up the roots of the web server. So that's just the slash here. So those are two things that I did that have been logged. And the logs have showed up in a folder that now the client does not have access to. And that should be the end of that section.